And it's recording.
I understand that feeling. This will go straight to your channel. Good. And let me get a screenshot from here.
We're going to work on Professor Kaleidoscope. Delete that. And repost that.
See if I paste, will it paste the image data? Oh, it does. Okay, that works.
Just posting the thing everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Copy. Paste. It.
See, will it add both the link card and the embedded image? No, it doesn't look like it.
Oh, there's the fan. I have a USB plug-in for my laptop fan, and yeah, when the fan's already starting to run, not a good sign. So that's why I have the laptop cooling pad. So far, my laptop hasn't run too hot, but I guess also I'm not using it to play too many games, so maybe that's also playing a factor in it. At least nothing too demanding usually. Okay, copy that to Discord. I'm just gonna delete this in Creative Potatoes when I'm done. Alright.
So Professor Kaleidoscope today.
Yep.
That's the mad genius with the what do they call them? I want to say imaginary colors, but I remember that we don't call imaginary numbers anymore. We call them complex numbers.
Oh, we don't? Huh. The more you know.
Well, at least over here. Over here we call them complex numbers. Do you still call them imaginary numbers over there?
Yes, because I remember dealing with irrational imaginary numbers and just going insane over just that name. It's like, why?
Because yeah, we know that they they work in our when we need to calculate stuff. So they're obviously not imaginary, but like one could also argue that because if they are imaginary, then all numbers are imaginary because they're just how we uh, they're just the thing that we use to explain the way that the ways that our reality works.
Hmm.
Imaginary things to explain reality.
Yep. I mean, rational imaginary numbers weren't anything hard. It was just more getting over the name of it.
Hmm.
How can it be irrational and imaginary?
I feel like yeah, just that calling them like irrational seems like it would be just as bad, but irrational is just because we have rational numbers to rational numbers just means like number over number. So irrational are numbers that can't be expressed by number over number. So therefore, real and imaginary doesn't seem quite well. It calling them imaginary numbers also kind of means like, oh, you don't have to learn them; they're imaginary, that kind of thing.
Right.
It places less importance, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
on those numbers, even though they are useful.
And it doesn't help when people, you know, some people like to go the efficient route of going, okay, if I don't need it, I don't need it.
Yeah. So I guess calling them complex numbers probably helps in adding some sense of importance to them.
Mm-hmm.
Irrational doesn't have that problem because like irrational people are probably the people you have to deal with most urgently.
Mm-hmm. Huh. I trying to think because I this is the roughest rough sketch that I have of the scientist.
Yeah.
Ooh, idea. Glasses, but they're a color wheel.
Hmm. Something to consider, I suppose.
Yeah.
I feel like would it feel redundant with the wise man having the swirly glasses?
I mean, they could be goggles.
Yeah.
There we go. Who knows? Maybe they're brothers.
Yeah, that could work.
Redraw this to a better. Just have a better little model here.
Yeah.
I messed up. This isn't a vector layer. Oh well. I can convert to a vector
Hopefully
layer.
it's an easy fix.
I hope. It's a little janky there. No, we are not. Let's see about correction to a 1, maybe? Let's see. Oh, holy frick. Okay. One is clearly too much. There we go. Let me try that. You know what? It's fine not being a vector layer. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Still learning vectors myself. I think I've had the easiest time with vectors when I was designing fonts in Inkscape, designing font glyphs. But for most of the time, like I've had the most difficult time learning them in Pencil 2D.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, because I really don't like this outline, it's just too small for this character. At the very least, make it look like the guy's crouching down and looking at. Like. That has to be a little bit more dramatic. A little bit more dramatic. Like on the table, there's just gonna be loads of paint everywhere. Bit more of a dramatic pose for.
Yeah.
Looks a little bit more mad scientist-y.
little bit more mad, a little bit more scientific.
Yeah. Might be a pocket protector with paintbrushes.
Yeah, maybe a test tube sticking out of there too.
Yep. Might be too tight of a spice. Maybe test tube. Thumb will need resizing. That is.
Feels like it might be the toughest one to animate, but it'll also be. But the ones that are tough to animate will also have so much more to look at when they are animated.
Mm-hmm. Maybe have parts that are just pre-made, like the glasses, for example.
Oh yeah, puppet style animation would, or paper doll style animation would make it much easier. And I remember you mentioning something like that earlier too.
Mm-hmm. Or at the
We
very
could
least.
also potentially use shaders to have the glasses be um, like do shader animations on the glasses to give them a kaleidoscope effect.
Hmm, that might work. Because, yeah, this is just for.
It's got that nice soft pastel effect there.
And I'm gonna cheat here. Perfect. As for the liquid, maybe something like just bright green.
All right.
Actually, I'm gonna not fill up the whole space with this. So that way, when I fill up the glass layer, it at least has the whole illusion of it's a glass container.
Yeah.
What? Green with a little purple dot right here. If he's losing, it's red. If he's happy, it's probably something like green. And he just, if he's losing, he'll just have sweat drops everywhere.
Yeah. I guess going with the rules of the game, in order for him to create one of those imaginary colors, he would have to first do a massive combo with like with all the possible colors, and then and then end that combo with a color that like if he wants to do super orange, then he would have to end that combo with like magenta, then yellow, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or the last three colors in his combo would have to be two yellows and one magenta, which would
Going,
normally make orange for anyone else.
mm-hmm.
But for
going,
him, if it's a large combo, then it'll make super orange.
going for the lines above the forehead.
Yeah,
He's not exactly sure if what he mixed is going to result in anything,
yeah.
and he's just rolling with it.
Surely this will win me the competition.
And he swishes it the wrong way, and it just explodes everywhere.
And his main concern, ugh, it's all normal colors.
It's all normal colors.
My research is ruined.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
That's good. That is good. Gonna paint the gloves soon, but painting underneath the hand.
Yeah, that's the good thing about layer painting on layers.
Right. Which it absolutely ruins everything when you paint traditionally. Like, let me
Yeah,
press Control Z. Oh, wait. There is no Control Z. I
yeah.
am the Control Z.
I remember back when Facebook was new, there used to be a little something where you could paint your messages, but the painting in that was like a single layer, and every color was at like 50% transparency.
Hmm.
So you were kind of blending, like if you really wanted to overwrite the color underneath, you had to go over it like 3 or 4 times.
Huh.
But yeah, people like if you just kind of rolled with it, there was a way to do some really good looking images with it. But yeah, there was, if I recall, there was no undo, and yeah, it was just all with. I guess it was like if you imagine like drawing with nothing but highlighter markers.
Hmm.
It makes me think of that.
Alright. Oh gosh, reminds me, one time in high school, one person accidentally well, not colored, drew over the whiteboard with Sharpie. And the
Ooh.
teacher's like, "Well, great. Now you're at my my board." I'm like, "No, wait. I got this."
Hmm.
Apparently, I remember this somewhere. If you use an expo marker over said Sharpie and erase it, it'll
Yeah.
go away.
Yeah. It sort of converts the permanent marker into whiteboard marker that
Yep.
you can just then wipe off.
And I also found out that rubbing alcohol does the same thing.
Okay. Yeah, are they alcohol-based markers?
Um, I think the expo, like the whiteboard markers, are.
All right. On my end here, I'm kind of multitasking.
Oh, that's good.
I am studying up some Blender stuff to. I'm relearning how to do rigged animation
Mm.
because I keep looking at the resources on it, and like I learn for a bit and then forget.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to figuring it out, try to figure it out all again.
Yeah, because at least from what little I've done, the pieces aren't hard. It's just a matter of finding what you need to do the thing.
Hmm. And also, there's so many ways to do stuff
Exactly.
that yeah, that you really got to figure out your own style.
Mm-hmm.
You can build stuff up from low poly or sculpt it in high poly and decimate it for to make a game ready model.
You'd definitely be the type to wear a tie-dye shirt underneath all the serious scientific stuff.
I almost want to say like uh, he found himself late for the he found himself late for the competition, so he threw on a jacket over his artist apron.
Mm-hmm. Going with like a bright pink, because that's something a little different. Now for hair color, what on earth do we do for hair color?
Hmm. I want to say like the stereotype would be like white hair for just any lab or sciencey kind of person, like messy white hair, Emmett Brown kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe with more splotches to match his shirt, to match his top.
Maybe do like a off-white, like a purpley?
Hmm. Yeah, that could work.
There we go.
It's a little bit like Cunha's fur. It's well, Cunha's fur is was going to be kind of purple, like all of her was going to be kind of purple, but I wanted some a little bit of contrast in there,
Mm-hmm.
so I made it just a very light gray.
Which layer belongs to the glasses?
Oh, you didn't label your layers?
Nope. I don't think I normally do.
Ah. If I'm in a hurry, I won't do it, or if I'm working with only like two or three layers.
Nope, I'm a
But if I'm
monster.
like my stream schedule has like 100 layers, so they have to be labeled and put into folders. If I have more layers than I can, like if I need to scroll through my layers, then I start putting them into folders.
I'm going to duplicate that layer. There we go. Some of our characters, well, most of our characters laid out. Should probably preload the one with the other. Prisma. Got one more to color in, but I'm gonna see if I can copy this one. Oh. Ah, it only got a layer. Whoops. Alright, I guess I'll just save this one later.
All right.
Off screen and.
Do you have a spreadsheet or a database somewhere to keep track of each character's unique traits?
Um. I don't offhand. Oh gosh, where is the layer for the sketch? Did I delete? Oh, gosh darn it. If I deleted it. Oh well. I think I accidentally deleted it. Oh well. We've got one more character to create, and it's just gonna be based off memory then. Whoops-a-doodle. I don't even care if that's correct or not. My brain is not thinking. There is a shadow image that I did not delete. That needs to be deleted. Wonder. Doot, doot, doot.
I'm a
Aha!
little surprised.
I found it. What were you saying?
Oh, I'm just. I just noticed that Gunstar hasn't shown up today.
Huh.
He might just be sleeping in his carrier upstairs.
I wonder. Oh, well, this one's a little. It sticks out from the others. It's a little bit more well done.
I guess having been worked on just kind of by itself.
Yeah. Could probably get it in between all these somehow. Maybe the fact that it's a Cyclops kind of go with an otherworldly kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now with a child prodigy character.
Yeah. Big pink ribbon in her hair.
Oh, no doubt. Or definitely like a. I want to go with like a purplish, dark purplish, black hair sort of deal.
Yeah, all right.
Vector layer this time. As intended. It is way too thick of a line. That is way too thin of a line.
The big chubby face.
I have to. It's so cute. I don't know. Somewhere around in this game, I need to sneak in this one quote from this one art guidebook that I have on pastels.
Hmm.
And the whole time, this guy was like, oh, oil pastels are just things you can give to kids and all this
Oh
stuff.
yeah, crayons. Yeah, the
Yes.
analogy to crayons.
Yes, I have to put that in there somewhere in this game. I don't care who it is, it's gonna be in there.
Who would say it? Who's the really? We might have to. We might have to get. Okay, not the Cyclops because she would know better. With having more, like having cone, the extra cone receptors. And not the scientist either because like he's learning a different way.
Maybe the child
Ooh,
prodigy.
maybe the painting itself.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
the painting was not made with oil pastels, so it thinks that it's just that much better.
It was made with chalk pastels and anything that isn't oil
Yeah.
based. It was
Yeah, I'm
made
gonna
by
write that down.
non oil based things.
Yeah.
I just
Top of
remember
my.
that from that one textbook that I got. I was like, oh, I could use this for backgrounds or something. And then I saw that quote. I'm like, well, I don't know about this, but I do like the. I am keeping this quote just for the
Made of
laughs.
made with chalk pastels, so is elitist about oil pastels.
I mean, you go to get like a book about pastels, thinking, "Oh, this might help me with drawing with oil pastels," and no, it's some snobbery about how oil pastels are garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it was good for a laugh, so it is a
Mm-hmm.
cheap book, so I'm not gonna complain about it.
Makes me wonder if we should maybe write books about the stories of our games to help drum up funding.
Hmm.
It'd help solidify or at least prototype some of the stories
Maybe
that we want
a
to tell.
little, I don't know about books. Maybe just little quips. Something to kind of introduce the characters.
Like short stories?
Yeah, shorts. Might
Yeah.
be worth doing.
I yeah, like I have sort of the outline for too many all written out on a drive, and while I feel like I'm not really doing much while I'm learning how to put those all into game format. I figure I could maybe put out like something on maybe Gumroad or maybe Google Books or something. Some sort of ebook that people can get while they're waiting for the game to get made.
I was gonna go with like a teal, but I think I'm using too much teal.
Yeah,
So,
I get that feeling too a little bit.
orange. Orange eyes.
There's the kitten.
Oh,
Hi. I was wondering where you were at.
just like how teal pops, apparently.
Mm-hmm. For some odd reason, I'm reminded of how prevalent like cyan and I'm not sure if cyan and magenta, cyan and a color closer to purple are in a lot of old DOS games.
Hmm. Yep, it's part of the color palettes.
Mm-hmm. I think it was like CGA, like before VGA, before you'd see more reds and yellows.
Mm-hmm. And EGA.
Yeah, extended color, extended graphics
Yeah.
adapter.
Beats Hercules graphics.
Yeah, definitely beats the Apple IIe as well
Mm-hmm.
with its green screen.
You know, well, what was it? The 2GS got very little fanfare despite actually being
Yeah, I feel
better.
like I'm the only one that remembers that the GS stood for graphics and sound.
Mm-hmm. And it had the GUI interface, so not only did it have that going for it, it was just a better machine than the Macintosh altogether.
Yeah, I know like I missed out on it because my school had the Apple IIe's, and because those computers hadn't, broken down or anything, they felt no need to buy the new computers, no need to upgrade,
Hmm.
especially since like you don't need to have like color graphics and sound in order to learn math and well, they didn't have much of an emphasis on programming back then. I feel like back then I might have been the only kid in the school who was interested in doing programming beyond Logo and Basic,
Hmm.
although Basic was the only thing available really. If I had known about, well, now that I think about it, C++ wasn't really well established back then, was it? I know that like once it was, my dad was pretty enthusiastic about it. He had programmed in Fortran, I believe.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was interested in languages beyond Logo and Basic. I don't remember if C was introduced, if I was introduced to C before C++.
Mm-hmm.
What I do remember most clearly was that Super Mario 64 was written in C++,
Hmm.
and it was only optimized with, it was either optimized with like O3, or it was optimized, or its modules were optimized with O3, but the game itself was optimized in O2. So it was very strictly optimized. Like the people who wrote it really knew what they were doing regarding like memory and resource allocation and garbage collection and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Hey, Squeakums. You want lap time? Yeah, he wants lap time.
Oh.
Oh, Mr. Squeakums. See, I might have mentioned earlier, but my parents seem to have offloaded the scraps in their fridge uh, yesterday. They're leaving for India today
Oh.
for vacation, and among the food that they dropped off was just like this stale old bag of baby carrots, like 5 or 6 baby carrots. I'm like, what
Why?
am I gonna do with this? Why do I like these aren't gonna be very good to snack on or anything.
Like,
They're just
maybe
like,
shred them and put them in a soup?
oh, maybe. I actually, what I did was I put them in one of my little mason jars,
Mm-hmm.
and I filled the jar up with apple cider vinegar. So maybe pickling them will give them a little bit more life,
Mm-hmm.
even though a pickling solution is supposed to be very sterile. But yeah, I wanted to. I guess I found an excuse to use my apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
I didn't really like pickling eggs in them.
Mm.
I don't think pickled eggs go with sweet that well. But carrots are sweet. Carrots have a lot. I think they have among the most sugars, the highest amounts of sugar among vegetables.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how the other colors of carrots fare in terms of flavor.
Purple carrots.
And orange,
I've
well,
had purple
and red.
carrots in. Yeah, I remember having purple carrots regularly when I first moved out. Not like by themselves, but in stuff like in juices and things.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're sweeter. Like it's been a while since I had them,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't remember that well. But I think they're sweeter. But other than that, they are. I think they were put into the drink more for their looks than for their taste.
And then white carrots, I don't know how that tastes in
Yeah,
comparison.
that I have no idea. Yeah, I feel like if I were to buy or sell purple carrots or white carrots, it would be because either a friend grows them and wants me to try them out, wants me to help them with their business, or I'm growing them and I want to start a business in purple or white carrots here, and I
Mm-hmm.
would be selling them just to my friends. And let's hope that the word of mouth spreads. Because I couldn't imagine just going to a grocery store, seeing white carrots or purple carrots if I needed carrots, and risking risking buying them when I had already just budgeted for regular old orange carrots.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Same.
Just one garment covering her whole body.
Yep, a little band.
One oversized shirt. Yeah.
Just coloring with yellow. Yellow. Ah. Autumn leaves. Or no. Maybe more of a town. She's got orange. And she's got pink, because of course I would choose weird colors.
Orange, pink, and blue.
Yeah. Blue is meant for the shadows. Of course, we're not gonna do too much in depth here.
Yeah. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Oh, he's being a snuggly. What a snuggly.
I'd like to think the first thing she did was like a sunrise or sunset with all these little colors.
Yeah.
Alright, I think that's good enough for right now.
All right.
Thus we have... oh wait. There we go. We have
So we got our
cast.
professor, we got our prophet. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. If those two count as one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. 9 characters plus the other playable as a rival.
Yeah.
So a cast of effectively 10 or 11
Yep.
selectable characters.
And my laptop
So,
cord pad
it's
just
a cast
snapped.
comparable to Super Puzzle. A cast comparable to Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo.
Yeah. And each one could mingle with each other, maybe throw a quip or two.
Yeah. So we could easily aim for something a little better than the arcade version of Puzzle Fighter in that sense. Because like they don't really say anything to each other when they fight each other in the arcade game. I should probably see if I could hook up the Dreamcast to see if they say anything to each other there in the home version.
Maybe for the old master, the color of that paint glob. It's gotta
Yeah.
be something other than blue. Because I've got too much blue here and I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Do we have much purple? I don't think we're seeing much purple.
We have a lot of purple.
All right.
Don't.
So we got a good amount of red too. Red, orange. Yellow green? Chartreuse maybe? Yeah, not much chartreuse.
Like lime green, sort of.
Yeah, like a green that leans more towards yellow than towards blue.
There we go.
Yeah. I just sort of refer to that as chartreuse now.
There we go. Like that.
Yeah. It's got to be a bright color to contrast with his relatively grayish garb. It's got to be a saturated color.
That's fair. So, and there we have it. We have all of our rivals. So, I guess,
Looks like a great little cast.
yeah. Maybe I should work off screen and do like characterization, fleshing out,
Yeah,
and all that.
yeah.
Nothing too deep, just enough to where I get a good feel for how these characters act.
Yeah, and once they start bouncing off of each other, we could flesh out their characters a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Thank y'all for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. I do these every so often. Please be sure to follow Killotive as well. He's on Twitter, on Blue Sky, and on YouTube. I think I have your thing linked on the page, hopefully.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And then, he does some random videos. He does game streaming. He does coding videos, right?
Yep.
You're also on Artistry and Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank y'all for watching, and goodbye.
Till next time.